Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about even and odd functions. So let's just do a quick visual description. So even functions are any functions that are symmetric about the y-axis. So if we could fold them over and they line up, then they're even. Odd functions are symmetric about the origin, which means if we fold over a piece at the origin and then we fold it down again, then we consider that to be odd. Anything else, we're just going to say neither. Now, the formal definition of even is if you plug in a negative value of for f of x, you will get the original value back out of it. Odd functions, if we plug in a negative value for x, we will get the opposite of f of x. Okay, so let's just try this. So let's determine whether each function is even, odd, or neither. And we're given three functions. We'll just do two and then do the last one later. Okay, so what we do is we just plug in a negative value for x, simplify it, and then we compare it to the original. If it looks exactly the same and all the signs change, then we say it's odd, and that's what happened in this case. It's positive, now it's negative, but everything else looks the same, so it's odd. Over here, we plug in a negative. Negative x to the fourth is just x to the fourth. Negative x squared is just x squared. We compare this to the original. It looks exactly the same, and so that's an even function. Okay, let's try it on this one. So we plug in a negative value for x. This just becomes x squared. This becomes positive 2x plus 3. We compare this to the original. We see that this is the same. We see that this is different. And we see that this is the same. It needs to either be all the way the same or all the way different as far as the signs are concerned, or else we just say it's neither. Okay? Alright, it says prove that the sum of two odd functions is also an odd function. Okay? So let's say we have a function that is the sum of two functions. Okay? And we're defining both of these as odd functions. Okay? So, if we plug in a negative x for all of these, since we know that these are odd, we know that they're going to end up looking like this. Okay? Now, what we can do is we can factor out a negative. And what that tells us, we know that this is the same thing as h of x, so that's negative h of x. Remember, the whole time this was h of negative x. And that is the definition of an odd function, and so we know that h of x must be odd. Okay, if you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculator.